So, with the Epstein files being released, several British personalities were name dropped throughout, and Camilla the Rat's name was mentioned. You can run, guys, but you can't hide. Even though it doesn't suggest that Camilla was in cahoots with Epstein, do you really think that she wants to be named in this? And she was listed in this 9 times. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 9. Hey guys, that's Murad Morali, daily and consistent content. Let's get straight into this video where it's been announced a couple of days ago that Queen Camilla was mentioned in the Epstein files over 9 times. Now, I do stress that just because your name is mentioned does not mean that you were doing anything, negative or awful like Prince Andrew has been accused of, but that your name can be used in passing, in meetings, in organizations, or perhaps because of high importance and therefore your name would be mentioned. But at the time that Camilla's name has been mentioned, 9 times, she wasn't queen. She was, a princess, a rather interesting one at that, but she was a princess who was with Charles at the time. Elizabeth was the queen. So why was Camilla's name mentioned 9 times whilst it's not being listed to us as to what she was doing, and for it to be mentioned 9 times? But my guess is that perhaps there were meetings that Epstein needed to have with Andrew and therefore her name was listed. I just find it interesting for her name to be listed 9 times as somebody who was just a princess. I don't get it. Diana's name has been mentioned 14 times, but Diana was far more popular than Camilla, so I'm really not sure why her name was mentioned unless ulterior motives, or she was needed to either expedite certain things that Epstein or Andrew wanted. I don't know, but it's not good news for her. Of course she's going to be pissed that this has come out, because one thing about Camilla, she wants to be working with those charities. She wants to be opening charities. She was there, when King Charles was announced with cancer. She went to, cancer charities. She's always worked with so many of these establishments. They don't want to be associated with somebody whose name's been mentioned 9 times in these, files. So I don't think that Camilla, was in cahoots with Epstein, but I'm pretty sure she probably knew and turned a blind eye like many did. But at the same time, as somebody who, purports herself to be someone who is a philanthropist, you would expect their names to not be mentioned, and you would expect the charities and organizations that she works for to at least be worried because they are concerned as to why her name is being mentioned. But you have other people. Nigel Farage, 18 mentions. Naomi Campbell, 10 mentions. Gordon Brown, 16. David Cameron, 19. Tony Blair, 22. Richard Dawkins, 29. Stephen Hawking, 17. Sarah Ferguson, 9 mentions. And Andrew, 173 mentions. Are we really surprised, guys? I'm really not. Now, more information, guys, is coming out in regards to the alleged affair with Rose Hanbury, because we've got a biographer who's come out to state that Kate Middleton was devastated at the time by the rumors, adding that the couple entered counseling in 2019 as the speculation intensified. The source insisted the pair remained committed to their marriage since the rumors of the affair. Kate and William have been through counseling. Although their marriage has been very rocky, it's safe to say that they're not going to split anytime soon. So this means that, everything happening with Catherine, everything happening with Rose Hanbury really bothered William and Kate. They had to go counseling. Pressure, lack of communication, and since those situations, Kate Middleton and Rose Hanbury have not been seen together in public since that time in 2019. So I definitely feel like there is truth to that affair. That is my personal opinion. It is, of course, all alleged. But if Kate was devastated by it, and they're both going to counseling in 2019, that pretty much confirms to me that it did happen, because in what world do you need to go to counseling for a fake affair? Of course, it really bothered her at the time, and Kate is somebody who really wants the queen to be, and she doesn't want anybody to snatch that crown. I mean, she looks up to Camilla, who has waited for so long, was also the mistress and got to that position, so Kate isn't going to let anybody else be a mistress and take her spot. She wants that number 1 spot. She wants the queen. So this biographer has come out, guys, and has detailed information in regards to the Prince William and, Kate Middleton affair, and, dropped a bombshell in regards to her, Rose Hanbury, being phased out. Unfortunately, guys, Kate Middleton doesn't have the power to phase out Rose Hanbury. We know this because Camilla the Rat is right there to invite her to anything, because she is part of the social, higher circles, whatever you want to call it. So this biographer who's dropped this information has got the articles writing this up, and that's why I wanted to speak to you about it, because it looks like The Royal Insider also is stating, guys, in this biographer, that Kate demanded Rose Hanbury to be phased out over the cheating rumors. That Kate actually did not like Rose Hanbury at all after all of this happened. She wanted Rose Hanbury gone. Okay, wow. So the biographer is also confirming this as well. And it didn't work out. As we know, Camilla invited her to stuff. We've seen in events, she's powerless. You know, Kate can't have everything her way, unfortunately. And, you know, Camilla clearly wanted her around, which means that, you know, Kate probably was irritated by Camilla as well. Messy biographers, guys, bringing all of this back up, and we know that William does not want this to be a conversation. Now, Sarah Ferguson has been lauded with multiple offers from the UK and across the pond in the US in regards to doing a tell-all interview. She no longer is getting any money. The book that she had is no longer going to be sold, the children's book, so she's lost out on money with that. She's been offered allegedly 6 figures to sit down and do a one-on-one interview. Now, this did not work for Prince Andrew, so she's very hesitant, as being reported, to do so, but she knows that she might do it because she needs that money. She doesn't have Epstein daddy anymore to email on the back end to scream and beg for money. She doesn't have any books. She can't do any talking or hosting or appearances or charity work because all of that has basically been dropped. So she doesn't have any more income coming into the fold. And she probably is only going to take so much from her children until she realizes she needs her own supply. So this 6-figure could be a really healthy amount for her bank account to just give a very much PR reflective interview. Knowing what happened to Andrew, she could prepare for that and hopefully everything will be okay. But it could be a car crash, and I would imagine that the other royals like Charles are worried about what Sarah Ferguson could say after that first car crash interview with Andrew. They probably don't want Sarah Ferguson running around talking and prolonging it for any longer than it needs to be. But me being me, a little messy, I'll say, Sarah Ferguson, grab that microphone and do that interview. I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure you won't slip up. I'm sure you won't cause any issues for Andrew or make anything viral. But take that 6-figure sum because your bank accounts are getting dry and your income basically is going down the drain. So therefore, you might need to do this interview, and who knows, the interview could go viral and could help you get more appearances somewhere else and help you get more money in somewhere else. I believe that Sarah Ferguson will do it, not now, probably in 6 months or so, when everything has completely died down in the scandal. She will then, you know, resurface as somebody who was the innocent wife, had no idea, was thought Epstein was just a rich friend, didn't know about, you know, what was going on, wasn't interested in the relationship with Andrew and Epstein, you know, was just playing the innocent wife who didn't know, and she asked him for money because she knew that he had money, because that's what Andrew said, and I thought, you know what, if he's Andrew's best friend, let me ask for money. She's going to play this card, the damsel in distress who knew nothing and that she's ashamed. That's the card she's going to play. But I think these email receipts that have come out a month ago completely stand against any fake story that she's going to give. Royal nuggets for you, a royal video. Haven't given one in a while, and it seems that, you know, there's always something going on, so why not speak about it in a video of, you know, less than 10 minutes. Do subscribe to the channel if you have not. It's just one click. That's all you guys have to do. It really does go a long way. Join Murad Nation, click that button, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, send a tip if you guys wish to. There's a $ there. You can send whatever you want. It goes a long way. There's always a royal mess, guys. You can count on the royal family for some nonsense going on 24/7. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.